Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. Start करते हैं डिक्टेशन इन 5 सेकेंड. 85-90 वर्ड पर मिनट फ्लक्चुएट डिक्टेशन रहेगा. ओके 85 ज़्यादातर टिकेगा, उसके बाद 88, 90, 89, 90 वर्ड पर मिनट तक फ्लक्चुएट होगा. ओके स्टार्ट. Under the circumstances, it is only natural, sir, that we should have some measures by which the university education can be coordinated into something which will cater for national unity and for national recovery in the sphere of education. But unfortunately, this bill, with all the fine things that the mover described yesterday, does not attempt to do anything. For instance, it has gone far beyond the terms of reference, if I may say so, of the University Education Commission with regard to the constitution of a University Grants Commission. From the very little, it is obvious that the University Grants Commission will deal with the allocation of funds that will be permitted by Parliament for educational purpose. That is how it is done in other countries. In England, for instance, the British Parliament makes a grant and the University Commission distributes. The Deputy, sir, I rise to support the demands for grant relative It is obvious that the University Grants Commission will deal with the allocation of funds that will be permitted by Parliament for educational purposes. That is how it is done in other countries. In England, for instance, the British Parliament makes a grant and the University Commission distributes it among the 19 universities. Here, this is not a compulsory measure. This is not an obligated. Now, this is not the way to recognize education even at the university level. Sir, I quite agree that universities should maintain their autonomy and they should be independent bodies, and their purpose in our society is that of, say, the Supreme Court or the independent judiciary in the sphere of individual rights. They stand for academic freedom. All these things are essential for a university organization, and all these things can be done by better coordination and better control by the central government. But the question is, does this bill, as it has been presented to us now, make any attempt for, or does it even make provision for attempting these things? My humble opinion, sir, is that it does not. To begin with, sir, it has gone far beyond. As I said, the duties imposed on the University Grants Commission by the University Education Commission itself. Secondly, it has failed to understand the reasons why there is a fall in the standard of education and the reasons why there should be a coordination of efforts and for determining the standards of teaching and examination in our universities. Sir, the standards of teaching and examinations can be maintained only by the university itself. It is not legislation that determines the standards of a university. It is not the inspecting bodies that determine the standards of a university. The standards of a university are determined by the teaching staff, by the university's authorities, by the academic bodies, and by the morale of students, which also depends upon these factors. Now, there is nothing in this bill, nor is this the kind of a bill which is needed to ensure these things. Already in this country, we have other educational bodies. We have from time to time our Vice Chancellor conferences, we have the Inter-University Board, and we have the Central Advisory Board of Education. All these bodies deal with the problems arising in universities, the problems arising out of this amorphous growth without any rule or without any order or without any plan or without any design or without any policy. Now, these things have not been dealt with by these advisory bodies. Therefore, if the government thinks that a statutory body should be created, then I should say that this is not the kind of bill that should be produced. Secondly, sir, what is the means of control that the organization will have when it is constituted? The means of control is finance, and finance that is very inadequate indeed, as it is evident from the financial memoranda. Now, we may agree that the University Grants Commission is likely to get huge grants, as it should, in my opinion, because one recalls the statement made by the minister in the British Parliament after distributing £12.5 million to 19 universities. He said, if there is a demand for university education, I will not hesitate to grant more funds. That should be the spirit in which our Parliament should work with regard to the encouragement of university education. Now, there is no obligation on the government to supply funds, nor is there any on the universities to apply for funds. Mr. Chairman, sir, the speaker who have preceded me have given a very grim picture of the economic situation, employment situation, and a very depressive situation of the country. I am glad to know that Sri Vasant Sathe was speaking in 1979 in favor of this sort of a bill, and I am very glad that he has again contributed to the debate in a very constructive manner. Well, we have figures galore, statics galore, but figures and statics would not solve our own problem. Every year, the figure of 8 million unemployed is added. We are sending rockets into the sky, but we are not spending enough money for the poor and the needy people of this country. We have made serious mistakes in various fields, as has been pointed out by Shri Vasant Sathe. Sir, I consider it a privilege to place this recommendation of the Lok Sabha before the honorable members of this House. The motion for reference of the Constitution Amendment Bill was adopted almost unanimously by the Lok Sabha. So, this recommendation has the backing of more than 97% of the members of the Lok Sabha. The motion for reference of this bill, which is of more than ordinary importance, was made by the Prime Minister himself. He dealt with this subject in his own lucid and inimitable way in his opening and concluding speeches. I do not think it is necessary for me to go into matters of detail here. Even ordinary at this stage, we would be concerned only with the broad principle of the bill. It has already been discussed at great length in the other house. I only hope that it will be viewed in a similar spirit of understanding and sympathy by the honorable members of the Rajya Sabha. They are perhaps reputed for greater sobriety and wisdom. Sir, I fully realize that the amendment of the Constitution stands entirely on a different footing from any alteration of the municipal or domestic laws of administration. Stop. So this is a dictation. 1000 वर्ड पर मिनट से ज़्यादा ही डिक्टेशन है. ओके, वर्ड्स हैं ये 1000 to 1020 या 24 ऐसे वर्ड्स हैं और 85 वर्ड पर मिनट एवरेज डिक्टेशन है ये. और फ्लैक्चुएट डिक्टेशन 90 तक गई हुई है. आई होप सभी स्टूडेंट्स को ये डिक्टेशन बहुत हेल्पफुल लगी हो. प्लीज़ कमेंट बॉक्स में कमेंट ज़रूर करें कि यस मैम दिस सेशन इज़ वेरी हेल्पफुल टू मी. ओके, एंड सभी स्टूडेंट्स से रिक्वेस्ट है कि फर्स्ट टाइम विजिट किए हो चैनल पर तो सब्सक्राइब ज़रूर करें, लाइक शेयर ज़रूर करें एंड प्रैक्टिस करें. लाइक शेयर नहीं भी कर रहे हैं कोई बात नहीं, लेकिन अपनी प्रैक्टिस बनाए रखें. ठीक है, एक बार लिख रहे हैं तो आपको नहीं समझ में आ रहा, नहीं लिख पा रहे हैं तो उसे 5 टाइम्स लिखिए, 2 टाइम्स लिखिए. एक ही ठीक है, इसके डिफ़िकल्ट वर्ड्स को रिपीटेड बनाइए, 10 टाइम्स बनाइए. तो इससे आपकी डिक्टेशन क्लियर होगी और आप लिख लेंगे और फिर उसे ट्रांसक्राइब करके टाइप भी कर लेंगे. तो सबसे मेन बात होती है कि डिक्टेशन को लिखना, लिख कर उसे पढ़ना. ओके, क्लियरली इन अ लुसिड मैनर आप पढ़ सकें. तो ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा बार प्रैक्टिस करें एक ही सेशन को. जैसे मैंने ये सेशन अब अपलोड कर रही हूँ तो इस सेशन को कम से कम 5 टाइम्स आपको लिखना ही लिखना है और फिर ट्रांसक्राइब करना है, पढ़ना है. ओके, और अब से नेक्स्ट डे से, आज तो मैं ये अपलोड कर दे रही हूँ 7 बजे शाम, लेकिन कल से 3 डिक्टेशंस होंगी. ठीक है, एक 10 बजे, फिर उसके बाद एक 2 या 1 बजे, 2 बजे हो जाएगी. फिर शाम को 7 बजे या 8 बजे, 7 बजे डिक्टेशन दी जाएगी. ओके, तो फर्स्ट जो 10 बजे वाली डिक्टेशन रहेगी वो 85 वर्ड पर मिनट की रहेगी और जो 2 बजे वाली डिक्टेशन रहेगी वो 30 वर्ड पर मिनट टाइपिंग स्टूडेंट्स के लिए, और जो स्टूडेंट्स शॉर्ट हैंड में अभी न्यू सीख रहे हैं उन स्टूडेंट्स के लिए है. और शाम को जो डिक्टेशन रहेगी 7 बजे वाली वो 100 वर्ड पर मिनट वाली रहेगी. ठीक है, तो सभी स्टूडेंट्स आए, इस सेशन को अटेंड करें, बिल्कुल फ्री है. ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा प्रैक्टिस करें, जहाँ भी डिफ़िकल्टी लगेगी वो आपको बताया जाएगा कि कैसे कैसे करना है, इस वर्ड को कितने टाइम्स लिखें कि आपको प्रैक्टिस में आ जाए, आपका हैंड जो है वो प्रैक्टिस कर ले कि यस इस तरह मुझे बनाना है, और आपके दिमाग को तुरंत पहचान में आ जाए कि यस ये स्ट्रोक्स इस तरह बनता है और इसको इस तरह पढ़ा जाता है। ठीक है, तो लाइक शेयर करें सेशन को एंड टेक केयर, because practice makes the perfect and practice more times. Thanks.